I sent it to a few of my friends and stuff. A few people on my social media should be coming up to see it. I didn't get everyone's name. I'm sorry.
Y'all, welcome to the third episode of season 3. It's all love. It's all love. Y'all, sorry for the inconvenience, y'all. But how y'all doing tonight? How are y'all doing tonight? You know what I'm
Good,
saying? I'm the
man.
host, Butter TV. If you want to follow me on Instagram, and we got a lit show for y'all tonight. We got the one, the only Noble Noah.
What's going on, everybody? It's Nova Noah. Y'all already know y'all can follow me on IG at Nova_Noah. We back again with another Saturday show for y'all. As y'all can see, I'm on the road today, but I'm still here. We gonna still bring this lit show for y'all tonight. Uh, we got my man at the bottom, Timo.
The man, the myth,
You already know what's
Mr.
going
Off
on
the
with
Top.
y'all. Yeah, Timo. Follow me at off the top underscore media. You already know I've been giving y'all, basically clues on the show all week. I keep giving y'all content, different things to think about. Keep pushing all the different topics at y'all. And y'all already know how we coming tonight. We coming with a lit show. We got a good guest. We got Teemara. She is, one of the hosts on 8 at the table. And Teemara, or T, can you let everybody know anything else that you on, anything that you have coming out, and
Okay.
where they can find you at, and any of that type of stuff?
My apologies. My cat, she's acting up right now.
No, no,
But
no,
my
no.
name
We
is
know how it is having pets.
my name is Teemara, and I'm from Eight at the Table, as well as I am on a show with Major Hype, and it's called Playing for Keeps. It's every Monday and Thursdays, and pretty much we try to get people to be in love with each other, get people to meet each other. Due to the pandemic, that's what we've been doing. And then I'm on my own platform where I have deep discussion, weekly with different people. Hello. I'm so
Okay,
Hello?
sorry. I
Okay,
thought I
yeah.
thought
Nah,
I
we
okay.
can
No,
hear you.
Okay, no,
no, we hear
Okay,
you.
we
so
hear you.
yes, I use my platform to share different discussion with different people from all over, whether you're a celebrity or not.
Okay,
And
okay,
that's
that's
pretty
what's
That's
up.
much it.
good. What made you get into, like you said, the matchmaking and the love interest? What made you pick up that as one of your interests and your passions? Doing that.
That's a good question. That's a good question. So pretty much, I got into it's crazy. I got into Eight at the Table right when my marriage was ending.
Okay,
My marriage was ending, and my friend is a PR. She called me up and said, "You're perfect. You're great at having discussion," and she felt like I should get into it. But as it was something that I've always spoke on different relationship, and I'm a social worker. My background is a social worker, as well. Because I work as a social worker, I see what happened as a guardianship social worker. I see what happened in the end when it comes to people not setting commitments, people are not setting goals in their future. So I became more passionate about it because our community itself is dysfunctional when it comes to being committed to each other, men and women. So I use the skill that I have from my experience in working in the field to add to having these discussions, from seeing people in the nursing home to people losing their home, their marriage, and all the different things that I've experienced. So I just put it all together and decided that I needed to be a mouthpiece for our men and our women to be more inclusive to each other.
Mm.
man, that's what's up. That's what's up. I feel like a lot of people use them type of experiences to to get into this. People that have dealt with something tragic in their life, people who's dealing with a breakup. Because we see a lot of people who are in the podcast community, or that do podcasting, or just have a platform, and there's a lot of people that get into just getting out of long situations, and then just want to speak on the stuff that they learned and that they've been through, and all the different kind of things that be going on. So this is just real life. We don't try to act like we some coaches. We just speak on real life scenarios that happen in our community, and we just try and get a better understanding on why stuff goes on.
Yeah, same thing here. I feel like, and I think that's a good thing. I like the fact that our men are using platform. Some of our men, I ain't gonna say all of our men, I like the fact that men are speaking up more. I ain't gonna give y'all all that. But I
I
do.
already know who you were talking about.
Yeah, I
You
already knew
ain't
what you was
got
talking
to
about
sugarcoat.
too.
I know who you were
I
talking
know
about
what
off
you
the
was
break.
talking
Yeah,
about.
right.
I already knew what she was talking about.
I can't give
Hmm.
y'all all that, but I appreciate the fact that men are using their words and speaking out on how they feel, on what they like and dislike. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, they use women to weaponize us against each other, whether y'all believe it or not. Especially right now, we're not even. Some women don't want to admit it, but they use us, men and women, to weaponize against each other.
Fact.
So the fact that men are speaking out on how they feel, I appreciate it. It brings us to the table to have the discussion. I just don't appreciate disrespect. I don't
Hmm.
appreciate disrespect. That's the only thing. But I appreciate the fact that men are speaking up on how they feel.
And
So,
and oh, well, go ahead,
no,
Teemara.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. No.
No, I just wanted to. So you feel like now that there is a higher a platform to where men are feeling comfortable to speak out, do you feel like it is getting watered down to the point to where everybody's got a voice and everybody just saying whatever they feel and may not be, what should be the standard or what people really should hear, but just because, I got social media, I got a platform, I can just go in here and say whatever I want to say. Well, what do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like what has happened is social media has given a voice to the some of the fools.
Mm,
In the schoolyard. I'm not gonna lie. It gave voice to some of the fools in the schoolyard, and everybody deserves to have a voice. The problem is when it becomes problematic. When it becomes problematic, where you're leading a generation of men to be dysfunctional and disrespectful. That's the problem, and women too. We have our women out here that are also saying some things that are dysfunctional for our young women to hear. So we already lack leadership in our community badly. So when we hear our men speaking to our younger men that don't have the full information and knowledge they need to have, and our younger men are listening to this, it becomes normalized. Where now when you go on a date with a man, younger and older men, a man is pulling out the same tactics that they hear on social media. So I feel like the fools that get the opportunity to speak out are louder than the ones that are speaking something that makes sense. That's the problem that I have.
No, that's facts. I think I'm part of the problem because I tell them, man, go Dutch, fellas, go Dutch.
What you think about that? If you got a man that's basically promoting going Dutch on the
I
first
think
date.
that's very, very ignorant. I totally think that's ignorant. I'm gonna tell you why. So, all right, I understand that we have evolved, and society has pushed women more empowered financially. I totally get that. But this is the thing: the basic of I think that we have to go back to basic. The roles of men should never change, nor women. If you're pursuing me, right, and you have an interest in me, and you're showing me that you are a provider and a protector, and I'm not talking about your money, your finance. I'm not speaking on that. Just a man that's courting me and has interest in me. How can I see that if when you go on the first date with me, you're saying go Dutch? Now, if it's a neutral thing and I suggest, honey, let's go out to date tonight, it's that's a natural thing. But if you now ask me out to dinner and it's your first time meeting me, and your thing is let's go Dutch, I think that shows your character. I think that's tacky. I do.
mm.
Yeah, no, I'm speaking from the mutual part.
Now, if it's
Whenever I
mutual,
meet a
then we
woman, it's
both been
always
seeing each
mutual with
other.
me. They
Yeah.
like, I'm just as important as she is.
If we both been seeing each other, right? And it's a relationship that's we've both entertained each other for a while. It is only fair that she could suggest a date. She could say, "Babe, I want to take you out tonight." That's a natural thing. Like this is the thing. A lot of men don't understand that a woman submissiveness come from you. Doesn't come from us. It's the man that brings that out of us. And I say it on my platform plenty of time. A man, I hear a lot of men go around and say, a woman is, they don't know how to be submissive. You got to look at yourself when you come across a woman. Like, what is it that you're doing for her not to want to be submissive to you? You understand what I'm saying?
I mean,
So a woman will take you out to dinner because you're that man.
Yeah.
If she love on you and you're that dude and you're her dude, it shouldn't even be a conversation. It's natural. When I love on my man and I'm submissive to my man, that's something that comes natural. I want to treat my man this weekend. I want to take him to a spa this weekend. That's a natural thing. And that's because of his character. That's all I'm saying.
But he
Show
gotta
me
take
when
you
I
on a date
submit.
first
See,
before you
that's what I'm saying. Like,
let us know you want to take him on a date.
Say that again.
I said so he gotta take you on a date first for you to know if you're gonna be
I'm not
submissive and
asking
take
a
him
man
on
out
a
to
date.
take him on a date. I think that we all have to know our roles. There's no way I'm meeting a man out of nowhere because roles don't change for me. It doesn't.
I mean, see, and that, and
Roles does
see,
not change. Society
it,
trying to change it and all these different
but
stuff. No, the
it's not
roles
that
doesn't
people.
change.
It ain't. I don't think it's society changing it. It's that people picking and choosing when roles
If a man,
have
I
changed
am
and when
not
Mm.
going up
roles
to
have
a
stayed the
stranger.
same.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm not going up to a stranger and ask to take him out to dinner. That's not happening. Just as well as I'm not proposing it to a man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want
Yeah,
really
that's
those
fine
type
and
of.
true.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want those. I wouldn't want those type of roles to change either. I mean, I did a post about women proposing to men, but I mean, I'm not really walking. I ain't walking up to no female. Oh, you look good and all that too. Let me take you out. If I'm taking you out, we actually got to that point. But I feel like that people do pick and choose when they want to apply old school, and then when they want to apply and realize that things have evolved. Okay, things have evolved, but I'm
Well,
still
I would
trying
say
to
the woman
go with
that's
this
doing
old
that is the
school.
woman that's the listen, I put up a post recently and I said I don't understand this generation of women. What is going on? But because everyone wants to emasculate the men, you have women out here that's trying to be dudes, that's pulling up to flowers and cars for dudes. That's because people are losing their roles. Know your role. I don't care what no how much we have evolved. My job as a woman is to be the nurturer. Your job is to be the protector and the provider. I am not as strong as you. That genetic will never change. It's never going to go away. No matter how much we have surgery and do all these things, you're a man, I'm a woman. Bottom line. That's how I look at things now. Some people might not agree with me, but I just don't believe in this whole a woman acting like a man, and she takes the role of taking him out and that. No, I don't think so. I'm not doing that at all.
I mean, and I do feel like everybody should know their role and know, what they are looking for going into any situation. Because I feel like how a situation can start off, it can, you know, dictate the direction the relationship goes. I do believe that, but I still feel like it's like just as a woman, where you're saying that I'm not gonna ask a man out. It may be some women out here who feel like I'm about to go
And
and get what I want.
that's cute.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot my shot and see. The man I want. I'm gonna see if I can get him. It is women that feel like that. So
No, we
I
can
can't
shoot our
necessarily.
shot. Doesn't mean I'm going to pay for your dinner, sir. I still want you to remain a man. I shoot my shot. If I find myself attracted to a man, I think you're cute. That's me shooting my shot. That's as far as it go. Hi, I think
Yeah,
you're cute. Your job is now to do your part, whether you're interested or not. But it's not for me now. I want to take you to dinner and take you out and want to buy you gifts. That's not happening for me. You're not.
But like but like I said, and I agree when you say for you, that would say every man, like if I say, okay, that I'm gonna go out with a woman and I'm gonna pay for everything and X Y and Z, and then Butter says as a man that he's gonna go Dutch. Like everybody has their own individual way of
Everyone,
looking at it.
you're
So
absolutely
so
right.
so so I feel like I really can't look down on a woman or feel some type of way if a woman feel like she is going to do it. But I can't, like, for you in your instance, if you say you don't want to do it, like I said, that's your own personal preference. So
But
I
I'm gonna
agree
tell
with.
you though, it's an
hmm
Yeah.
outcome to it though. It's a terrible outcome to it because I recently was on a date with a gentleman and we were talking for a while and one day he said on the phone, I'm used to a woman buying me gifts. That doesn't even sound right to me coming from a man. That's where I'm talking about men are losing their identity. Like what man asks a question? You're used to women buying you gifts. What does that mean? I only know you 2 months, sir. We're not even sleeping together. We're not even where we getting at with this. But like he
Two
told me, he
months.
met a girl and she bought him Gucci.
I'm
I
about
said,
to say,
okay.
dang. So
He ain't get
you
nothing
say
got
y'all
in
was.
2 months.
I'm about to say,
Oh
what was y'all
man.
doing? Was y'all was just dating, hanging out?
Type of dude is that?
Huh?
I
I
said, so
said
what
he
was
ain't
y'all
get
doing?
nothing in
Y'all was
two
just
months. Oh my bad. No, T-Boy, you asked your own first. My unconventional question.
no. I was just about to ask. So y'all was just dating, hanging out. Y'all it
We
wasn't
went
really
on
too much.
about 2 dates or and he was just not it for me. But the question that he asked was just that wasn't cool. I felt like you're a grown man. Why are you even going there? Why are you even telling me about what another woman bought you? I'm not her. Oh, I'm used to women buying me gifts. She went to the Gucci store. That's nice. That's real cute.
Mm,
That ain't me.
Hey, I like her already. Where she at? Say, nah, no, 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 no. I'm playing though. I'm in a relationship, so don't let me play around
mm.
too much. No, no, I'm in a relationship, so you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna go there.
But
Yes.
That's
but but
like some men want to be pampered the same way the women want to be
If
pampered.
you might, well, I don't like men like
yeah,
that. I don't like men that's coming out looking for something from a woman. I think that is so unattractive.
yeah.
And I think it's unattractive for a woman to have her whole agenda wanting something from a man as well. I think that
Mm-hmm.
is it's on you see, and I think this way because I've never been that way. I have brothers and I have a son. And don't look at my son as a meal ticket. Don't, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to do that to a man either. Like just look at you as a meal ticket. Karma comes back around. So I don't play those type of game with people,
Yeah,
Mm.
you know.
I definitely feel you on that because people feel like that. I always say things will go more smooth if we learn to understand each other. You know, it's men out here that act like they don't want to understand a woman unless it's their mom, their sister, their auntie, or somebody that's close to them. But when it comes to all other women that they deal with, they don't want to act like, oh, now I don't understand what's going on.
Well,
Vice versa with the woman.
Mm.
mhm.
You know, you act like you understand your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle, your daddy, and all that. But then when it comes to all the men out here, you know, what I'm saying same thing. You acting like, oh, now you don't understand.
Well,
So
I put up a post a few months ago, and I said most of us are naturally selfish, and I mean it when I said it. We have to catch ourselves. Some people don't, but most of us are naturally. When you think about it, when you look about to meet someone, you're thinking about your wants and your needs. You don't know that person to care about them. Your main agenda is to get what you want from that, your wants and your needs,
I
not
see what I
hers.
say.
You care less about hers. It takes time for a man to get empathy. Naturally, women, some of us come with empathy, but also the woman is the same. Her thing is her wants and her
Oh,
Mm.
needs.
I think that's the opposite way
Mm.
around.
And I was
It's
about to
both
say,
ways. It
Yeah,
worked
it's
both
no,
ways.
definitely the opposite way
No,
no,
she
like,
around.
no,
'cause
no, she was
I
getting to it.
always,
No, she was getting to it. Yeah, she was getting
Oh,
to
no,
it.
okay, yeah,
Go ahead,
okay,
go
yeah,
ahead.
It's
yeah,
it's
my
no,
bad.
both
Continue.
of us. It's
Yeah,
both
Yeah,
of us. Women
yeah.
have their needs and wants when they see a man. When they see a man could, she could be checking him off her checklist. Women come with a checklist. The checklist could be he looks like he could be a good baby daddy, or he looked like he could pay the bills, or he looked like he a good man. But
whoa,
it's
he looked like
also
he could pay the
pertaining to her
bills.
wants and
I was
needs.
about to say he looks
Hey,
like he
what,
should
what
pay
do
the
that look
bills.
like? He looked like he could pay the
Damn,
bills. What do that look like?
Well, sometimes it looks like a
Hey,
sucker.
buddy, he looked like money.
Whoa,
He looked
It
like
looks like
damn.
a
money, but
sucker.
yeah, it looks
But
green.
some,
He
all
look
niggas with
green.
money
I
don't got
told
money.
y'all, fellas,
I mean,
that's
no, no,
hey,
no. All
that's
dudes
tough.
that look like money or don't look like money. The ones that
don't
don't look
got
like
it.
money, the ones that got
And,
the
and
money.
and this is where
Yeah,
some people mess up.
yeah.
No, that's
Sometimes
facts.
people
No, no,
mess
no,
up.
that's
Mm-hmm.
facts. That's facts. And
Sometimes
all the
looks are
women gonna agree with
deceiving.
that. Yes, pay the bills.
Hmm.
Morgan Evans say yes, pay the bills. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
But
fellas.
you do. This is the thing. Is it wrong though? Because part of a woman. Think about it. Black men come down on black women by saying, "Oh, y'all after the bread." But let's talk about let's really get dirty with the conversation. When it comes to every other culture, when they're looking for their mate, they're looking for their mate to be able to provide and protect. An Indian, when he goes out to look for a man for his daughter, he want to make sure he has land. He has to make sure he could pay the dowry. He has to make sure this man is coming from a family background that's financially, you know, stable, sustainable. Same as when a white man has his daughter that she's coming from a good home. He wants his daughter to marry into a family that have money. So why do we pick at black women when black women say she wants a man that have the back? Because every woman do it.
I
Every woman
mean,
on the earth
that's
do it.
understandable. We understand that that's what you want. I mean, but it's just when that's really all you look at, and then you ignore every other red flag about the guy just because he can provide and protect. Now you've seen that he provide and protect. He has money. He can do certain things for you. But looked over the fact that this nigga is, mentally abusive. He be talking down on you.
That's true.
He has a whole bunch of other qualities
Yeah,
about him
facts.
that's basically fucked up about him. But you just was looking initially, okay,
Well,
he can
that's
provide
like
and protect for me.
that's most every woman that look for the man with the look. A lot of women that are Indian, they don't even know what they getting. They don't know they getting a good guy or a bad guy, a beater or whatever. They just know he comes from a family who paid that dowry. So
Mm-hmm.
is it that we only look for monetary? I don't think it's that. I think that people just look to survive. and want to make sure they have somebody that can balance them surviving on the earth. And unfortunately, it leads back to me saying that most of us are selfish, and if we don't control it or pay attention to it, we'll do selfish things. But most of us only think of I first, and then you later. That's how it is. Unfortunately, is that people don't like to be honest about that.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm
so,
Yeah,
glad I can provide for
that's true.
myself.
I mean,
I
we got
promise you
to,
that.
we got to be
Regardless,
able
I
to
got a
anyway.
girl on that.
And before I asked her
You
this,
know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna do what I do.
before I asked her this question, because she definitely said something. Because, like I always say on different shows that we do, like for the most part, men have to, like you say, you ain't just gonna really care about somebody just, off gate because you don't really know them. I think it was something of that nature. You don't
Hmm.
really know them that much to care for them. But that's why. But for men, we're usually looked at to be compassionate about the woman's feelings off gate. Coming into the situation, and with
Really?
us, we got to
Wait, wait,
actually
wait,
get to a certain point.
Mm.
wait.
We got to get to a certain point. Women don't really start caring about a man's feelings until they start to like him.
No,
Uh,
no, no. I
well,
don't.
well,
I
well,
disagree.
not to cut you off, but earlier when you was making your statement, you was just like when a woman when the man has to either court the woman and to show that he is interested in the woman, and then the woman once she starts to like him, she's gonna reciprocate back.
Well, this is the
So,
thing. Most of you men are predators. That is a natural thing about y'all. So whether you like the woman or not, you go after them because of your wants again and your needs. So it's
mm-hmm,
not about whether you really care for that woman. You don't care until you got time. Man, that's why a man could sleep with a woman and walk away with no emotional connection. Where it's different. We have a thing in us, a chemical in us that where when women sleep with a man, she naturally wants to either mate or be with that man, falls for that man. Usually, a man could have sex with a woman and walk away. Is it all men? No, but majority of
yeah,
you men are able to have a wife that you love that does everything on the books. She's a great wife. She's perfect at home. She got good sex, and you will still cheat on her because it has nothing to do with an emotional connection. It's not. You
mm-hmm,
guys could go without an attachment. That's just how you guys are. The only time I feel like a man start liking a woman is when empathy comes in play, and that comes with time. That's why a man could meet a girl today, fuck her, excuse my language. I'm so sorry, so
No, you
sorry.
good. No, 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 no. It's all good.
Nah,
This,
you good.
hey,
Be
this
yourself.
uncensored.
A
Hey, this
man,
Be
uncensored.
yourself.
a man could meet a woman, do all the sexual things to her, lick her everywhere, and block her tomorrow. A woman now, unless she has some type of promiscuous ways, she a hoe, she don't care, one of those type of women, she probably, and she can't do that long, because with women we come with emotion. So that's the difference between us. We're built so different than you guys, and in a lot of ways we're alike, but in a lot of ways we're different in that sense. When it comes, that's why I tell a woman, those women that's out here saying I could bag all these dudes and they could act like a city girl, it's one dude out of those five dudes that got her crying in the closet somewhere, where a
mm-hmm,
man could sleep with five girls and don't care. But you see, one out of those five for that one girl, for that the five dudes that she's messing with, one of them is he has that energy and he won't
Mhm.
give it to her, and that's who she likes the most. So trust me, it happens to us all the time. We're different in that way, where our emotion sets in. Where men, their emotion is different. That's why I always, and ladies, if y'all in the comments, y'all might be mad at me saying this. It's the reason I say I don't want women to be president, and I say it with honesty. And I'm gonna tell you why.
You
We're
say you don't want a woman to
emotional.
what?
Huh?
You say you don't want a woman to what?
I don't want a woman to be a president. I don't. I don't even like to work for a woman boss.
Well,
I don't. I don't. We are Let me tell you something. I probably would have felt different in my 20s. As I got into my late 30s, I realized we are not capable of our emotions. We're not. We get so out of whack emotionally. And I don't care what how many women is going to be offended. It's the truth. Monthly, that monthly thing that happened to us, that thing that y'all know happened to us, it throws us off. It gets us so angry, so this, so that, where our emotions are like this. I'm not saying that we're not able to be functional and leaders. I'm not saying any of that. But I just always felt like I know how I get monthly. I cry like a baby. And I see it with most of my friends. I get emotionally irrational. And I just feel like we're not in control of that part of ourselves enough. You know? That's where I look at men different than women. We're so emotional to things. We get attached easily. Do men get attached? Yes, but they're able to handle their emotion way different than a woman. That's my different. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
no, it's hard for us to get emotional when we know women chasing the bag.
Well, not every woman, but it's all for y'all to get emotional. Period.
No,
Period.
I
I
mean
feel.
we know
Just
we
my opinion.
understand where we come from. They want the bread, so
I don't think that's
when
every
we
woman.
spending money, we got options because we
Wait,
can
what?
spend money with any woman. We make any woman feel protected and provide for them.
I hear you, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not every woman that's after the bag, though. Most of our women,
Mm,
black women in this country at this moment, where we are making decent money. Most
yeah.
women just want to find a man that could be their own.
No, and that's why I say go Dutch. See what I'm saying? Like my points
I'm
come
gonna
to
go
fruition.
Dutch.
My point always come to fruition. Over and over.
No,
You hear me?
sir,
It's a
you
lot of women
crazy.
out here getting that bag, independency, and they getting
No,
this
no,
money.
I ain't
They
with.
gonna
See,
spend some
that's the
too.
part I'm not
They
with
gonna spend
either.
some too.
See,
I'm not with
see,
that.
see that part has changed. That
Yeah,
part has
that's the
changed.
part
But
that have
so why
changed. That's what have changed. Women putting
that's the
that
part.
bag on the table
I'm
too.
not
What
independent at all. I'm
Yeah,
dancing in distress. I don't got nothing to do with that part.
yeah. Women put that money on the table too.
Well, just because a woman put the money on the table don't mean she doesn't want a man to have his own.
No, no, yeah, no, no. That's not what I was saying.
so? But I mean, no. So like you said, a lot are making decent money or good money or making whatever amount of money they're making, but they still, like you said, want the man to protect, provide, pay
Yeah,
all the
you
bills.
still want that man to be that man.
So
You still want that
you want
man
him to
to
pay all the bills.
not even all the bit. Listen, I'm realistic. I am so realistic. Like I'm gonna break it down. I was one of those women that was with a man for 12 years married, and in the first part of our relationship, my salary was completely higher than his. It was time we were at dinner, and I had to give him my credit card or my debit card under the table, or put it in his wallet, so my friends wouldn't see that he pays I pay. You get what I'm saying. So it's not that. When for women love a man, she'll be with a man whether he's financially up there or not. It's all about whether you're willing to accept. I loved that man I was with. So it didn't matter about his pockets, but I wanted him to boss up. So I encouraged him to go back to school. I went and got his transcript. He went to what university did he go to? Forgot in Atlanta, but he didn't finish. So I went and I got his transcript and I registered him for school. He went and he wound up making more money than me. But for the first 3, 4 years, I was the one that made most of the money. But although that was the case, this man still wanted to make sure he paid the rent. He wanted to make sure he paid the heavy bill. And I'm like, you ain't gonna be able to handle all that with that little bit you got. But I was still willing to work with him. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now I tell women this: if you're in your 20s, potential is definitely a factor. It's when you're over your 20s. It's when you're in your 35 going on 40. Potential is not a factor for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because by then you should be able to get some of your life together. And I get it, some of our black men are, struggle, whatever. But potential is not it for me at 35, 40. No.
Yeah.
So it
I mean,
depends on the man.
yeah, yeah, no, and I do agree with you. I feel like women do. A lot of women go off of potential, and then once they see a man and they think he has potential, and the potential that they feel he has, he does not reach that potential. Then the next time around, the next man he mess with, oh well, he got to come with this X, Y, and Z. If he don't come with this off the gate, then I'm not messing with him. So I feel like it's a trend of people desiring what they think they can get out of a person,
The
and then when they can't get
expectations.
it, yeah, the expectation of a person when they can't get it, now I need to see this up front. If I don't see this up front, then we ain't going too far. So I think it just gets a bad rep for
I
some
think that
women
we all
because
fall for expectations in people, like the
yeah,
potential and the expectations. I deal with reality. I do not fall for expectations, and I see you for who you are. I don't look for the glimpse and the glamour in you and the dreams in you. I'm not going to have your dream for you. And a lot of times, a lot of women get caught up with that. A lot of young women get caught up with the expectations in men, and they get their feelings hurt. When you take that off the table, your feelings won't be hurt. And that's for men and women. You have men that meet a woman and say, she seemed like she could this. If she leave that job, she get a better job. I see this in her. And you'll be looking for that expectation. Sometimes that person, where they are is where they are. Accept them for
mm,
where they are. But here we come trying to change that person to be what we want them to be. Life don't always work that way.
no,
Yes.
Hey,
definitely
that
agree
part
with
true
that.
right there. I definitely 100% agree with what you just said.
know,
That's
honestly,
facts.
that's facts. That's facts. And, so to switch it up a bit, you know, I always hear, people talk about how they miss that old school love. The love, they always talk about how love was better back in the day. Or, love ain't the same no more, or relationships in general ain't the same no more, or true love doesn't exist. Or, if you talk about unconditional love, they always talking about that, oh, the only person that's gonna love you unconditionally is your mama. So it's like, I mean, like, what do you really feel like love is nowadays? Because
I think
it
that
seems like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. No,
I
go ahead.
think that when it comes to love this nowadays, I spoke on this too as well. I think that it's a lot of people don't really even know what love is. A lot of us get the perception of what we think love is. And somebody always said to me, perception is deception. We society have made us think that love is, they create this rainbow thought in our head. And we get
Fairy tale.
disappointed in the end when it doesn't play out. The movie that we saw doesn't play out. That's why a lot of women get their heart broken and a lot of men get disappointed. Love right now it's leery. You don't even know what love is because we evolve as a people. Technology has brought us to a full front. So right now, microwave, you could cook food, within 10 minutes. You could get your delivery within 10 minutes. You could get within 2 days or a day. You can travel, you could book. So many things is in the palm of our hand, right? So when it comes to relationship and getting to love and like someone, it's in the palm of our hands as well. We dismiss our emotions right now. I think that most of us lack the understanding of what love, intimacy, care, all of those things. We lack it now because of what society is right now. Everything is, I always say instant gratification. Instant. A man and woman could meet each other, and if they don't like each other, they swipe right, swipe left, block each other. No one take the time to love each other or like each other. No one. Because we go in with our wants and needs and our expectations, it doesn't work right away. So what happened is when we go in like that and that person doesn't lead up to what we want, we could just block and delete. No one take the time to really, really genuinely be in love. Back then, we had more time to be on the phone jonesing for hours. We had more time to really genuinely. We saw our grandparents and we saw more of love. Look at television. Look at the movies that are out now. You don't see anything that's passionate and make you feel that type of way and want that type of stuff. It's not even encouraged. Love and hip hop plays a role in it. All these TV shows, these marriages are destroyed in front of us. It discouraged a lot of us. So all of that is a pot of gumbo of dislike for love. You get where I'm coming from?
I mean,
So
I get it.
people,
A lot of the shows, because as you were saying that, I'm thinking about a lot of the shows that was coming on back in the day. They definitely was painting the perfect picture, but was it really like that?
no, no. Well, I would say yes and no. I'm going to say this. Back in the days, we're not going to say they didn't have problem. We're not going to say that it didn't have, dysfunctional relationships because our black race of people have come from a long way of destroying our people destroying our community. You understand what I'm saying? We're resilient and everything, but do we really have structure? We try to have it back then. Now it's further apart. Black men and black women are fighting more than ever. More than ever. We see more negative comments. Looks what's feeding us. Social media feed us and how to think and how to feel now. You understand what I'm saying? Where a little meme can make you think every woman is this way. A little meme can make you think every man is this way. So we have to pay attention to what's programming us as a people. Think about back in the days. I grew up. I came here as a little girl, but I grew up in Jamaica, right? And every Sunday we listened to the same pastor. I remember listening to, I think I forgot the name, but it's these same white people that was preaching to us, right? Programming. Everything was programming. So then when I came to America, and I'm saying all of the stuff that we see to program us to think a certain way and to move a certain way, it's the same thing that's happening. Only differences with technology right now. You get where I'm coming from? Technology
Yeah.
has led us to not even be able to share our genuine feelings because you're worried about who's going to make fun of you, who's going to talk about you. So when it comes to love, it's hard.
I
It's
mean,
hard.
somewhat, but I feel like it's more. I feel like it's more people that was in the closet and was hiding a lot of shit back then than now. A lot of
I don't think so. I
people
think
are
people,
being more open. Like you don't think people are being more openly. You
I
know,
don't.
the
You know what? I think
LGBTQ
that people were
community
more
being more
focused.
open than back in the day.
I think people were more focused on having their family. I think people were more focused on. I I wasn't more in love back then. Maybe because I was a younger woman, but I
Yeah,
genuinely could see the difference with what love is then. Back then, you wanted to love. Now you fear to love.
yeah,
Think
but
about it. When you
because
were,
you ain't been through nothing. You ain't
huh?
been through nothing, y'all. I said you
No,
ain't been
no,
through nothing.
no, no, no. I'm gonna tell you why I know. At 19 years old, 20, I had a son. I've been through a lot because his father walked away. I loved him more than everything. When we separated, I still wanted love. I still was a little optimistic, but I still wanted love. Now, 20 years later, I'm fearful of love. You want to know why? Because I don't know, you don't show your feelings as a man. Everybody's out here trying to be tough guy. No one shows your feeling no more. At least back then, you know, a little love note. People don't even want to tell you they like you. That's the difference. And technology play a huge role in how we are towards each other. I honestly believe in the next 15, I said this recently, in the next 15 years, I would say probably 10. If we're, I would say 10, I'm not even going to say 15, because 5 years ago, what technology, social media, let's talk about social media. Give it 10 years. For the past 10 years, we've been doing the whole social media thing, right? And people been bullied, doing all kind of different things. In 10 years from now, when it comes to our emotion, it's going to be worse. Expressing our emotion. It's going to be worse. If you think that, do you think that men and women are at a better place right now? Be
As
I
far as
honest.
what?
mean, I mean, for me, I feel like, I mean, what you said that you don't feel like nowadays men are willing to be vulnerable or willing to open up, or I feel like back then, like we saying back in the day, the old school love, I feel like a lot of stuff was kept in the dark. It's the same stuff that was going
Mm-hmm.
on now, but it just they kept it in the dark. It wasn't social media, so it wasn't aired out. It wasn't right there in your face. But it was a lot of stuff back in the day that was going on that nobody know about. The difference is now that social media is hot.
Yeah,
Every little thing that goes on is right in front of your face. So it looks like love has changed. Love is different. This is a
Yeah,
different
love
type of
ain't
no.
happening.
It's the same
The
exact
same
love.
love. That's right.
It's just you seeing it in your face now.
but
This is
but
what it's
but
always been.
Do
It's
you
but
think
the
that
been
only
like
people are
that.
difference
able? I'm sorry.
the only difference is now that a lot of the stuff that was going on back in the day and people were staying married and staying together through, people are like, oh nah, I'm not dealing with that. I'm gone.
So, so let me ask you this: when it comes to the man and the woman, right? Let me say this: when it comes to man and woman relationship, back then people were fighting to be more into a union than ever. In the 1960s, when it came to marriage, the numbers from 1960 to 2002 has dropped. It was more black people that were married than ever. Now, leading up to 2000 and 2022, it is less black people married and less black people having children. Why is
But
that?
and you stated this earlier. You said that now black women are making substantially more than a lot of black men, and they can defend, they can survive on their own. A lot of times back then, the man was the only one working in the household, and the woman was to stay home and take care of the kids. So if the woman would to leave the man, she wouldn't be financially stable to hold herself up. But now women be like, well, if you
Right.
cheat on me, I got my own money, I'm gone. If you do this, I'm gone. It's people leaving now because they're able to leave because I'm not just
Yeah,
codependent on you. You're not the only person working now.
Well, that's
No,
part
that's
of
fact. No, that's
that's
fact.
yeah,
that's
Hey, now
part
I'm
of
about to tell
us.
y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something. My great grandparents was married with each other for 55 years. 25 of those years they didn't even sleep in the same room. If that's love, I
all
don't
I
want it.
all I
If
knew,
that's
all
love, I
Well,
don't want it.
well,
before my
No, that's
grandfather
dealing with
passed,
each
all
other.
I
You know,
known
that's
was him
called
and my
dealing with
grandmother
each other.
sleeping
Yeah,
in
I don't want that.
different bedrooms. They was
so I'm
always
gonna say this.
Yeah.
So you think that it's because black women are empowered that's why the dysfunction is happening between us?
I feel like
it plays a part.
it's more of a pushback now that y'all that not even saying the city girl mentality, just being a independent black woman bossing up and holding y'all own. Y'all like a man is secondary. I can
All right. So
I want a man, but I don't need a man. You
all right.
I
So
don't
that's
need a
not
man to
that's
survive.
That's not fully it. So I
Go
always
ahead.
try to, because history plays a part in explaining why certain things happen to us from time to time, right?
Good.
So I'm going to explain why it's not just because women are being independent. It's one of the weapons, but I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
explain what it is. So back, and sometimes people get uncomfortable with this conversation, but it has, you can't take it out because it plays a factor with what happened to us. So back in the days, back in the early slavery days, when they wanted to separate us, what did they do? If you want to destroy a community first, what did they do to us? They took the black men off the plantation, put them to Bahamas and Jamaica, right? They created Section 8, put the women and children in Section 8, leading up to, because it's a process that consistently happened among us. A lot of us don't like to
Systematically.
identify these things. We want to point the finger and say it's the black woman. I'm going to break it down to y'all real quick. So after they did that, separating us, they find other different things, put drugs in our community in the 80s, leading up to now technology playing a huge role in destroying our community. The welfare system, all kind of stuff, destroy the infrastructure of the black community. That plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Now, Obama came into office, and I love the fact that he came into office. But what was empowered were black women and the LGBT community, but black women.
Mm-hmm.
Black women were empowered to be entrepreneurs. The top entrepreneur in America is black women. That is not done for no reason. If you want to destroy a community, who do you get rid of first?
The man.
Black man.
So that is not this is the thing. They have been playing the same game from then until now. We keep getting caught into this chess game. The problem with our black women is to identify that even if we're empowered, we still need to continue to empower our men. You
Okay.
understand where I'm coming
Mm-hmm.
from? That's what the part we need to do. Even though we are empowered, we still need to empower our men.
Mm-hmm.
We have to identify that the most powerful thing on this planet is a black man and a black woman together. What's the most entertainment people in the world? Our people. Who's
Mm-hmm.
on social media tearing our foundation apart, tearing each other up? Our people. You don't see it with the Chinese. You don't see it with the Mexican. You don't see it with the whites. You don't see any other race of men dragging their women or dragging their men. Because I put the blame on both. It ain't a one-sided thing at all. It's both.
Mm-hmm.
Until we realize that we have to work together, we're going to keep having this problem. We're going to keep bickering at each other. The women are going to be on one side saying, rich nigga don't need get no money and talk all that stupid city girl bullshit. And the men are going to be on one side talking all that other bullshit. Kevin, what that
Yeah,
man
we
name?
know
I
you're
don't want
talking
to
about.
call his name.
Yeah,
But
Kevin Samuels.
yeah, that
We
man
know you're
talking that
talking about.
bullshit too. So instead of us meeting in the middle and respecting each other and realize what the agendas are and what we need to do as a people, because think about it. Two powerful couple is great. But imagine a powerful nation of black men and black women. That's why the fight is against each other to keep us doing this instead of doing this. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that the black woman is the main reason why all of this is happening. Some of our men dropped the ball too. Think about it. I think about the Million Man March, and I was listening to Farrakhan's daughter last year, and she spoke on it too. When they did that Million Man March and they asked the question and told black men to stand up, to lead, to do what y'all need to do. Did y'all not? Did most of our black men haven't? They haven't. And I get it. And I'm not blaming them because some of them don't have father figures. Some of them come from dysfunctional family. I totally get it. Just as well as the black women come from dysfunctional family, mother and father not in the home. Same thing. These are two damaged people blaming each other. It's not a woman's fault and it's not a man's
It,
fault.
and I agree. And when you bring up the people being systematically destroyed from the beginning, that is a fact. And every black person, if you go through your history, you know that it hasn't been set up for our people to win from the beginning. But I'm saying that with them pulling us apart. And like I said, they turn the black man down, and the black women get built up. Just what you stated too. If the black woman doesn't acknowledge, okay, that we know that they're tearing our black men down, and we have to continue to lift our black men up. It's going to be this.
Of
constant
course.
headbutt,
Mm-hmm.
headbutt, headbutt. But I say, but the reason I say the time is better now is because now it's a place for us to have a conversation. Back in the day, it wasn't no conversation about this. It was keep
No.
No.
it quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It was keep it quiet, do your job, and feed your family. Now is we gonna figure out how we can move forward as a people. So that's why I said now is
I
a
love
better
that. I
time.
love that.
Now is a better time for dating and love and stuff like that because like I said, like our platform and other platforms, like I said, you can say it's the Kevin Samuels out there in the world, but it is platforms out here who's having conversation to figure out where the disconnect is, not blaming women or blaming men. We're saying let's
Mm-hmm.
have a conversation and figure out what is wrong so we can move forward as a people.
I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. I totally,
Yeah.
and that's why I rather, when different podcasts reach out to me, I don't tolerate ignorance, and I'm not being a part of anything that's going to downgrade both our people. So I just don't go a part of it. I feel like it only helped to divide us more. Anything that's going to cause you to go up there and say all these terrible things about men and women of our culture is not helpful. It's not helpful. Why is it that the algorithm moves higher for negativity when it comes to us?
Mm,
Why? There's
No, that's
something
the way.
to
That's
that.
the way it's designed. No, that's the way it's
It's
designed.
the way it's designed.
Mm-hmm. That's
Exactly.
fact. That's facts.
So that's not so if that's designed to destroy us, to keep us this, there got to be some facts to what's being said. That
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
things are in place to keep us butting at each other. Why join it? I refuse to join anything that's going to cause me to go up there and disrespect a black man or a black woman. We have to take some type of stand and say, you know what? What's going on with our people? What's going on? Why is it that when I hear our men talk, the first, these bitches, these, da, 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 why can't we communicate where we're not dragging each other? Why is it
yeah, and that's
normalized? It's
and that's one
normalized more
thing.
than ever.
Yeah, that's one thing. I definitely we always speak that on the show. Like one thing we need to get away from is calling each other niggas and bitches.
That's
It's
You
facts.
know,
terrible.
and it's like I always try. Even I have a daughter. I'm not with her mom. I even try and get away with the term baby mom. I always say my
I
daughter's
never
mom
liked that term.
because it's just I don't know. I just be trying to get away with all the typical stereotypes and typical terms that we always use. But I seen somebody in the comments say we need to bring love back. So do you really feel like that the love is gone too?
I think that we need to encourage. You got to understand the music that we're digesting is not helpful. These
Oh, I
things,
was.
like
Mm-hmm.
energy is real. I don't think
That's
people
facts.
understand how serious energy is. Energy is real. The wave that come through that radio goes in your system. If you are listening to bitch all day, she is a hoe, he ain't shit, da, 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 back and forth. Listen to what we used to listen to back then. We are soulful, natural people. We need that type of energy. Now we are living off this negative stuff. That's all you hear. How can you hear love?
Mm-hmm. That's
How can
fact.
you hear love?
That's fact.
Be safe. I'm gonna pick you up if you need me.
But yeah, no,
Sorry.
they designed it that way to continue to pull us away from each other.
Of
And
course.
that's why they make that type of music. And even when I like to me, like even when I be saying women talking to each other, and I hear them like bitch, 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 I'm like, oh my god, that's a nasty conversation. Don't let a man say it. And like when I hear men just calling each other niggas all day, it just don't make me feel the right way because
No.
it's something
We
that
gotta
needs to
just
be
do
stopped.
better.
It's like we've been conditioned to hearing those words. But now here come the LBGT community. If you say call them out their name, you can go to jail. You know what I'm
Listen.
saying? But us being black, we've been called niggas for years, and ain't nobody never got in trouble for that. You know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying? But if you say a gay slur, you can be locked up for saying a gay slur. So they don't protect us neither.
But this is the thing, we get comfortable as a people, we continue to get comfortable, and then when it comes to arguing about certain policy regarding us, we ignore it and vote for who we want and just ignore it. And then look, the Chinese people were able to get a policy for them immediately to protect them. Black folks been asking for it for years. They just now decided to sign a policy in place for Emmett Till. That's been asked requested 80 years ago. He's 80 years old. So they just decided to sign it a month ago. So until we realize that equality for our people in this country needs to be continually fixed, we need to focus here. But guess what? The distraction is this. That's the distraction. And that's why the policies get looked over, because we've so focused on fighting each other instead of paying attention to what the agenda is from day one. And I get it. Some people get over it and be like, oh, it's back in the days. No, because it shouldn't be 2022 that a policy that's been requested 80 years ago been just signed regarding black people. They just said lynching, hanging somebody a month ago. A month ago, they just signed that in and said that's a policy for that. That shouldn't have just happened. They've been hanging people in this country from the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't just call the hate crime 2021. But again, we get distracted and we focus on so many different things than what we need to focus on. Now, the focus is us fighting each other instead of worrying about what policies that can affect our children, our future. We don't worry about those things. We focusing on what's on Love of Hip Hop. So it's a lot of things that we need to really, really reflect on as a people instead of all this other bullcrap. It's not helping us. We're not grown from it. We have evolved. Technology and all that stuff is great, but our community, when it comes to relationship, I think that we're more further apart than we are together.
No, that's true.
Nah, nah, yeah, nah.
Unfortunately,
I definitely,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that statement. And like I said, and what you said earlier, it just comes down to the communication and really when you're communicating, not just listening to respond back, listening to have a clear understanding of what the person is saying and to come to a compromise and a way to fix the problem at hand. And so,
Yeah,
like I said, I feel like, and I feel like when people say community or they say a race of people, you put it on a larger scale. Like it has to be, you start off individually and you build up. Like you wanna
Mm-hmm.
reach as many people
Mm-hmm.
as you possibly can. The more people that you reach, the more lives you can change. So I feel like I said, just start off with the individual conversation. Like I said, all the positive platforms, keep doing your giving out positive information to keep moving the people forward. Like I said, it's one ear that can turn to 10 years to 20 years. So you just got to keep
exactly.
going.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right.
But
What you say?
it's gonna take work to change something that has been set for so long. So people just think, okay, if I do it, it's gonna change. Now you have to constantly do it over and
You
over
got to
and
be
over,
consistent.
so it can become the new way of life. So yeah,
No, that's
I
fact.
definitely I definitely agree with that statement. But
Hmm.
I have one more thing too, because and I want to get your take on it, because when I was going through your stuff online, you had a thing where you were speaking about, like, we were just talking about communication, and you said about a man in a relationship being honest. Like if a man comes to you already in a situation, and the man just comes up to you honestly and says, well, I'm in a situation, but I'm feeling you now. And you said, a lot of women wouldn't have an issue with that. They will try to figure it out and see, okay, what it is.
Yeah.
And like for me, it kind of took me back. So if you can elaborate on that a little bit more, I want to open discussion on that as well.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is that I ain't speaking to you married men out there, so I'm getting no idea. This is not pertaining to
Mm,
married men. If you are not married, you're off the. You're definitely who I'm talking to. If you're not married, now a man come to me and say, "Listen, hey T, I like you a lot, but I have a lady." That gives me the opportunity to say yay or nay. I feel like a woman will be more comfortable with a man that's honest and confident in who he is as a man. If he could assure that woman that he could show her how he'll treat her just as equal, or just treat her good, and he likes her, that woman will definitely be more open air to see what he's going at with this. It's the man that's being sneaky about it and lying about it won't get the honey. You get more honey when you're honest. I personally feel like a man that comes to the table and say what he needs to say gives that woman that opportunity to choose her destiny. But when you now decide to lie to her and now she falls for you, you messing her up. You done put her in a situation that she didn't ask for. I think it's only fair for a man to be honest. I'm more attracted to a man that's honest than a man that's not honest. If a man
mm,
come to me, long as he ain't married, and if he's talking that talk that I want to hear, and I find myself attracted to that man, and that man is showing me something that I want to be submissive to, I'm gonna go for it. If it's something that makes sense for me. But if
mm,
he put me in a state where he's not telling me no truth, goodbye, sir. Good night.
Mm.
I'm not wasting my time. Don't waste my time. It's unfair. But again, that's where I say people are selfish, naturally selfish. You understand what I'm saying to you? But if a man tell me he's just dating and he's not in a committed relationship, all bets are off. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't. I think that men need to be more honest there. Be honest. Give her her choice. Don't take it away from her. And a lot of time, I think because men want what they want, again, selfish, thinking about me first, they're going to say anything to get what they want. So if they got a shorty at home, they're not going to tell you because they know that you it's a possibility you might not fall for it, especially you a baddie. You got a fat ass, big titties, you got nice, look like you do good in bed. He's already seen you in a sexual way. He already know he has an interest in you. Now you come at him and he sees you. He like what he see because he's thinking on lust. He's not gonna be honest most of the time. He's not gonna, even if he has a
That's
shorty at home,
because that's
he's not.
most women ain't really. Most women, I see, and it's funny. I'm looking at a lot of the comments. Most of the women saying, "Yep, honesty, yep, honesty," but a lot of women ain't really ready for the honesty.
But you know
They,
what happened to us is that sometimes this is what happens, and this is what I say to women as well. Most of the time when a woman get with a man, I say this on live all the time. Sometimes the woman mess it up, and I'm gonna say why. The woman mess it up because if a man tells you he has a woman, you have control now of your feelings now. But sometimes that emotion, that thing that I said I spoke about emotions when it comes to us, it
yeah,
runs wild. When a man finally has sex with a woman, it's something that happened to us where our feelings go into play. And now we want, especially if he hitting it right and doing the right thing and saying the right shit in her ear, she wanted to be hers. It happened to a
which
lot of
is
women.
why, which is why I'm saying at the end of the day,
And
being
this is where it
honest
gets messed up. It get
don't
messed
really
up
mean,
because the woman taps into
yeah,
her feelings,
yeah.
start
So,
overthinking.
so being honest don't really mean that. I can be honest and say what it is, and we have all types of agreements, and I don't switch up how I change how I do anything at all. But if you know,
Because women are emotional creatures. Think about it. If I find a man right now, right, and you know, he touched me the way I want to be touched, and he makes me feel a certain way, right? And I've been looking for that type of touch from a man in a long time, and I didn't get it from Michael. But here come Bobby coming, and he's giving me that type of touch. Although he say he has a girl, but when he touched me, it feels so good. And it's not just a sexual thing. When he talks to me, it stimulates me. Everything about him stimulates me. You're looking for that in that man to be your man.
Yeah, and I always said, I said, I don't care what role women want to say. Okay, I'm cool with if you got a girl, I'll play the side chick, or I'll do, be the sneaky link, whatever it is. If that man is doing everything that woman wants, that woman does not want to stay in that role. She wants to be the official woman in that man's life.
Of
So,
course, because
like you
after a
said,
while, you fall in love. That's why I can't. You see,
mhm.
it's hard for me. I don't know how to do that part of being a side because, well, my energy too much anyway to be a side chick. It's too much. My energy is too high to be a side chick. But it's very hard to be a side when you fall for an
damn Noah,
individual.
what to go?
What's
You
that?
ain't asked her what you usually ask them. I
No,
Huh?
said, well, she
no, no,
reminded me
no.
when she say the energy.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
that
I'm
no,
like,
no, no. That's what I was about to say when
No,
she said her energy. I was like, well, what's up?
no, I'm just saying, like, I'm a woman that goes deep in. Like, I'm the type of woman that practice geisha. I practice literally how to literally love on my partner. Love on my partner from head to toe. I am a pleaser. There's no way in hell I'm doing that for a man that can't be mine.
Mm,
That can't. And if you're not mine, you gonna be mine. I'm gonna study you. I'm gonna find out what is it about you that you love so much. I'm not perfect. I'm not
I
no
like that.
miss whatever, but I know me. I can't be side. I can't be a side. It's impossible. And I speak confident because I've experienced it. It's impossible. Because I'm going to do everything under the sun to make you never forget who I am. So I can't be side. So my energy is cut different. So I can't be a side. I've never been a side.
I'm big on compatibility with zodiac signs and all that. You keep talking about energy. What is your zodiac
I
sign?
was Taurus. My birthday's next month, May 9th.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm a Cancer. T-Mo's a Cancer too, but I
Oh,
like.
Cancer.
Uh,
Yeah, we
yeah,
both cancers.
yeah. I
I
think
never
Butter's
experienced
a
Cancer.
Butter's
Say
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
what?
Yeah,
Aquarius.
Yeah, I'm Aquarius.
My son is Aquarius. I love Aquarius. Y'all quiet and low key. Y'all are like snakes in the grass. Y'all will sting somebody so deep in their heart. I'm dead serious. Aquarius is like a snake. Sting you so deep in your heart and walk away like it never happened. I watch my
mm-hmm.
son, you know. But I never experienced you guys. Never.
Not
I said
Were you
they
talking
say
about
that
cancers or
cancer. I've
Aquarius?
never experienced a cancer.
they said that Tauruses and Cancers, like for us, I think the most powerful sign for us is a Scorpio, a Taurus, and I believe a Pisces.
Scorpio. Yeah, I'd stay away
Yeah,
from those. That's my devil sign, Scorpio. That's my
yeah,
son's
Scorpio
father.
is
That's
something
the
different.
devil. Scorpio's the devil.
You
That's the
said,
devil.
why I gotta be the devil?
That's the devil sign. Woo, Libra and Scorpio is two devil signs. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
hey, brother.
Yes, sir. She right about that Libra. You on point with that Libra.
Two
You on point
signs
with
I
that
don't
one.
mess with. Those two signs are the devil. Libra's lied
Yes,
like a
it is.
mother. Fletcher lied.
Yes, it is.
Scorpios
Yes,
is
it
so
is.
sexual. That's my devil sign. I don't mess. Mm-mm.
Hey, Miss T, I got a question for you
Sure.
from the chat. It say, does energy have an expiration date?
Ooh, no. Mm-mm. I think that once it does not. It does not. That's why I stay away from Scorpios and Libra. I do because it's something. Energy. Don't if you have a certain thing about you, you can't. It doesn't expire. You understand what I'm saying? You could come in somebody's life and leave a mark in their life for the rest of their life. Literally. We all have something about us that leave a mark on someone. You get what I'm saying to you? I
Hmm.
believe
Nah,
that no, it doesn't expire.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, I definitely, I somewhat, I mean, I agree with that, but I feel like I don't know. I always told Noah because I ain't really one that have always been into the zodiacs, but I've been like looking into it over the past few years, doing research and all that. So I see that a lot of the stuff is kind of accurate. But I told him, but I still, even though I come across a sign that quote unquote we still ain't compatible with, I still, go ahead and give him a chance.
I don't. I don't want another Libra looking at me and saying hello to me. Good night. Because
Yes.
I
Now that's
didn't
what
go
this
down.
man keeps saying. He keeps talking about no Libras. He said no
No
Libras.
Libra.
Hey, it's funny though, and I've came across two Libras probably since I've known him. I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna. She a Libra. You know
No.
what I'm saying? I'm still. I mean,
He
granted,
talking
I
about he's
don't
still
talk to
gonna
him
do
no
it
more.
anyways. He said, I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
do it anyways. I said,
Mm-mm.
go ahead.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That's on
I
you.
don't mess
That's
around with
on you.
Libras. Now I'll sleep with a Scorpio probably again, but
Oh yeah.
but with the guard of everything in my heart because they soul snatchers. I don't
Mm,
mm-mm, mm-mm. But like I said,
mm,
it's what you put out. It's the energy. Like I said, everybody's capable of giving love. Everybody's capable of giving love. Nobody's perfect, but I do believe that some people can just be mistress, and some people are made not to. I'm made not to. I'm made not to be a side. There's no way it's not going to work. Even if I try, it's not going to work.
All right.
You
So for the situations, because like I say, you know, coming in, you could be honest. You could be honest off gate, and you know, a lot of the times, like you said, things can change. So when shit change, like dude can be doing X, Y, and Z. They get into a situation. They say that this is what we doing. You know, dude keeps it as that. But then because like you said, you was being the honesty was at the beginning, but then at the same time, you know,
you
at the
catch
end of the
feelings.
day,
You can't
you
help
can't.
your feelings.
Yeah. So you know, I also seen something that you was talking about where you said that sometimes he doesn't switch up because that we get blamed a lot of times for quote unquote switching up. Well,
It's
we
not the
can
man
really,
that most of the time it's not the man that switch it. Most of the time it's the woman and her emotion. And the reason why and then the man just be like, whoa, what's happening? We made a deal. Because you see, at the end of the day, one thing I've learned about men is that y'all stick to the play most of the time. Y'all stick to the play. It's the woman now that come with the, well, you ain't call me like all week. Like what's and he's like, well, oh, you're not my girl. We supposed to just be hitting once in the blue. Like, why you taking it so and she comes now with the emotion. Well, I call you all the time. I'm trying to reach out ever since we had. Because what happened is this: a woman will sleep with a man, right? I'm gonna break it down how I did on the live the other day. A woman will sleep with a man. So this is how it goes. She sleeps with him. They have a good time, right? Everything is good. They're on the phone. He was calling her a lot. Everything was going great. Soon as they have sex, this is what happened to a woman. I'm gonna demonstrate this to you guys. This is what happened to a woman. She gets on the phone and she's like, girl, he was so good last night. Oh my God. The way that man kissed me everywhere. He made me feel so good. Your girlfriend now is like, bitch, he got a girl. So remember, it ain't like that. You're like, I know, bitch, I ain't trying to get all serious with him. But girl, oh my God, it felt so good. So now you get on the phone and tomorrow now, the next 2 days, and you're like, he acting different a little bit to your girlfriend. He's acting different. I noticed he ain't called me to say good morning this morning like that. And she's like, bitch, well, does he text you every day? Does he, this is the girlfriend saying it to you now. Does he text every day? She's like, well, yeah. Really, he skipped days, but because now you had sex with him, you're paying attention to
yeah,
everything now. Everything is heightened to you. So now you're like, you're standing there and you're saying to the friend, like, well, I noticed he ain't really acting how he was acting before. Because now your guard is up. The moment a woman has sex, her guards go up. He's not acting like how he normally act, girl. Oh my God. Because this is what happened 24 hours after we had sex with you, man. The fear comes in. You start wondering if your pussy was good enough. You start wondering if he liked you. You start wondering if was it all kind of fear. So now you're paying attention to if he calls you. You're paying attention to how he's speaking to you. You're paying attention to everything. So automatically the woman starts to act different right there. And now the man is like this, like, what the hell? Whoa, what's she coming at me with this for? His defense go up based on how she starts to act most of the time. This is not every circumstances. I'm just bringing out
yeah.
largely how women become the target to why the situation goes left. Because our emotion comes into play. And especially if he was hitting it really good, our emotionally definitely is going to be in play. And you did telling your girlfriend saying, girl, when he licked me back on my neck, oh my God, I haven't had that since high school. He made me feel like a little girl all over again. We know what you men do to us. So now she got to try to act like she doesn't care, but really she do. But then it starts to come out when she see you not paying that much attention. And she's like, you call her and you like, hey, so what you doing next weekend? And you're like, well, I'm gonna be out of town. My boy is having his birthday and giving her the excuse. So now her guard starts to feel fucked up because he's not asking to see her that much. It's not that he's doing something different. It's her guard that's up. So she's paying attention to everything he does. And this is where how women wind up getting their feelings hurt. If you go into a situation knowing what it is, usually it goes left because of us, because we start falling. You're not expecting he's going to knock your rocks off. You're not expecting he was going to lick you that way. You're not expecting any of these things. But this man did that. And now you're like, I like him. But now you in a situation because he don't want no situation like that. So that's where sometimes it goes left for us.
Yeah, Miss T, I'm mad you just said that because now I have to agree with T-Mo and say sometimes we just gotta give him that basic.
Hey,
I thought I would never. I thought I
I
would
say that a lot.
never.
I
I
say
thought
that.
I
I
would
tell guys,
never say
stop
that.
giving that
Come
good
on.
D. Give the basic shit. If you know you don't want
I,
crazy or emotional shit on your hand, give the basic D.
T-Mo, you was right,
But
T-Mo. Hey, hey,
what
hey, you take this one to the bank, T-Mo. You won't get no more of these deposits. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I
what
think you was right,
what
my guy. I think you was right. I think you was right. As I heard
if
her
we if
explaining it, it started hitting me across the brain. I'm like, you know what? That's for him not giving her that basic D. He went in there try
That's
and
what
rip
I
that thing
say. Hey,
apart. Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
you're
to
right.
give the
let
basic D because the
and just
basic D keeps you
yeah,
safe. It
just to
keeps you
catch you up.
safe.
Yeah, I tell them that all the time.
It
Sometimes you
keeps you
gotta.
safe when you give them that.
Yeah,
And you licking
yeah.
and doing all the
Yeah.
stuff she ain't had in months and years, and here
Mm-hmm.
you come doing all this. No, you daddy. What do you mean? Where you
Mm.
going? You daddy now.
I'm so mad I had to admit that. Hey, people, y'all know I don't like telling T-More he right. Y'all know I don't. But he right
Listen,
on. He was right on that one.
listen. The only reason why I can agree to it is because I had that experience. I remember when I tried to make it seem like I'm gonna tear him down, and this man came and tore my world up. You understand me? When I said tear my world up, I was like, I'm in love with this man. What the hell? I was so embedded in him. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to turn my shit up. I had to turn my game up to get him back to, because this is the thing. They have a thing now, a study. I was just reading about it yesterday. It's called the pull. Oh my God, it's called the pull out trick. It's like the pull out trick where it's not a trick, it's the pull out game where you pull your emotion in and you snatch it back away. So like I will call you a lot and then I stop calling. I will. You understand what I'm saying? It's a thing. It's in psychology where it's a
Mm-hmm.
emotional thing that men and women do to each other, but mostly men do it. And it's called the pull out, where the man is able to pull you in emotionally and then pull you out. And it leaves you on the other end calling his phone. Hey, I didn't hear from you today. Women do it too, but men are very good at it. You understand what
That's
I'm
the
saying? It's called the pull out.
that's the hunter. That's what you said earlier. Men are naturally hunters, so they're gonna put it forth all that effort up front, do whatever they got to do to get that. If you want to say prey or the woman to whatever they trying to get the woman to do, and then after that deed is done, or whatever it is that they
And
want from that
that's why I
woman,
said, that's why
they
women,
out of there.
you're right. And that's why women try to drag it with y'all having sex because we're trying to build empathy up with you. We're trying to get you to have some type of feeling because men can go in and have sex with you and don't have any type of attachment to you because that's just
Mm.
how you guys are built. So y'all could just go in and fuck and keep it pushing. Where we're trying to hold out so you can like us more. That's all the whole out game is. The reason why women hold out is because she don't want you to call her a hoe or think she's a hoe, and for you to like her prior to just having sex with her. In which I think that's stupid because a man could like you, have sex with you right away, and be gone, or have sex with you later and still be gone. So that
That's
doesn't
what I
matter.
be. That's what
I'm
I be
glad
I,
you
saying.
said that.
That's what I
Thank you,
be.
Miss
Yes,
T. Oh my
sir.
God.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
God.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
God.
so it
Yeah,
That's
doesn't
what I
that's
be
matter.
saying.
That's why it's called the pull out. The pull out is when a man could drag you in, and the out is when he could let you out and keep it pushing. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, like I slept with my husband on the first night I met him. That night I was scared to death. You hear me? When I woke up that night, he didn't even know what I did. I woke up and went and got his wallet, went in the bathroom, took pictures of his ID, took I did. Because I didn't I was so afraid of him just blocking me or dissing me after. Because I slept with him so soon and I was thinking all kind of thoughts and I'm like, oh my God, I felt so embarrassed. Plus I was celibate and I just was like, oh my God, this man is gonna be gone. And that's when I found out he lied about his age, but still that's irrelevant. But I went through his wallet, took pictures, and just in case he disappeared, because I was so scared. I'm like, did I get his right name? Did I know anything about this man? So women fear all of those things, being dissed. So many things come with us.
Oh, hey,
I
he must
mean,
have put that thing on you.
And I put it back on him the next
Yeah, he
day.
must put that thing. Yeah, if he was asleep, you definitely did. You definitely did. Yeah, the story coming off that he
yeah,
was asleep, you definitely
yeah.
did.
Nah, but what's it called? I feel like that whole she having sex. I feel like most men or a lot of men thought like that when they was younger. Oh, she a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She going if she gives it up quick. But I mean, once you get to a certain point, I don't really feel like
I don't
that's
think
gonna
any
really
time
make
limit
it or
is on
break
it, but
it.
I think that when you do rush into sex, it can get to you. You
It
kind of you lose
it
out.
can it
It
can
can
dictate the
complicate
decision
things.
making.
It can
Yeah,
Really, I mean, it
complicate
can.
things.
It all depends
yeah.
on really, like you said, it all really depends on the agenda of the two people.
And lust sometimes get us caught up. You know, a lot of time we out here falling in lust and thinking we in love. And it just be lust. Lust could get you so caught up so stupidly. And you know, and as I tell a lot of women all the time and men, to be careful with lust. Lust can trick you sometime and you think that you're in love and it's not. You know, you could meet somebody and they just have great energy and you like them a lot, but you're not in love. You just really like them a lot.
It, I see a lot in the comments. It is men out here that do get attached. It's dudes that definitely
Of
be catching
course.
feelings. You know what I mean? So we ain't acting like it don't. You know, dudes be hiding it all the motherfucking time. You know, be really feeling the chick and try to act like he don't give a fuck about her.
Hmm.
So I mean, like,
Honestly,
yeah,
men and women are not that much far apart. It's just that when it comes to our emotions, women are more emotional than you guys. Y'all don't have that part that we have. We're more emotional. Y'all are more logical thinkers, you know. In an irrational, we're more irrational when it comes to things until we get our mind together. Not don't get me wrong, women are the glue to everything. We are. We make you better. Let's put it like that. Women make a man better. I'm not saying that a man don't make it better, but she creates that home. She creates that wholeness for him. You get what I'm saying to you? That's why I love to see black couples because a black woman can come in a man's life and balance him. Balance him. I'm not saying that a man can't do it, but just think about it. You meet a man. When I meet a man, I know how to come in his life and balance him. I look at his wants and his needs. Not that I'm trying to be his mother either, but I'm just saying, I meet a man, right? And I notice that most men are not going to the doctors to check on their cholesterol, to check their health. A woman come in your life, she balanced those things. She said, babe, you should eat some salt. You're getting ready to be 35, 40. We got to eat healthier. A woman knows those type of things, and which is her job. It is her job. I heard a woman recently say that's not her job. I said, then what is? If the man is a provider, then what are your job? Part of you being a woman is to make sure you nurture your man just as well in that relationship. Meaning, if I like I said tonight to my friend, I was coming from dinner and I said, the next man I date, in my 20s, what you pick in your 20s, you pick based on your lust and what you see with your eyes. But what you pick in your late 30s or and up is regarding health, structure, foundation. You get what I'm saying to you? So when I pick a man, I'm hoping he eats right. I'm hoping that he's conscious about his health. I'm hoping that he's conscious of who he is as a black man. Those are the things that are important. Now I'm coming in, I'm making sure to nurture that side of him. You get what I'm saying to you?
Hmm.
I'm like, babe, don't eat. Did you check your weight? Did you check your sugar? Did you check how much you eating? Did you go to the doctor? A man don't really do all that. I'm gonna ask you three
shit.
men. When the last time you guys been to the doctor to get a full checkup?
Um,
Think like
not
the
that long
beginning of the
ago.
year.
What?
I'm about to say not that long ago. I mean, yeah, it
I
hasn't
think
been that
mine
long
about
ago.
6 months.
Probably
I
within the
think
last
yeah,
month or so.
yeah, about 6 months.
Are you guys in relationships?
Yeah, I am.
Nah, I'm single.
No, I'm
You're single.
dating.
Okay, so you guys are conscious of going to the doctor and checking on yourself. Some men haven't been to the doctor in a
Nah,
year or two or three.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it is men out here that definitely like that. But like I said, I mean, I definitely know a lot of men that definitely go out there and do check on them type of things. So, I mean, really, I feel like it's different variables for different situations. So when we say, we just really just go with, what's normal to us. So a lot of people, there's a lot of people out here that don't do certain things. A lot of people that do, but people just
Hmm.
really just rock with what they see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for like I said, part of nurturing and part of loving on your man is to make sure him and yourself is healthy. Part of that
Mm.
comes with that.
Now that I mean, yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? It comes with that. So when you're in your 20s, those are the least things you're worried about. You're just looking at how cute he is and he's fucking you good. But as you mature in life, those are the things that you want to check off on your list. And I'm not saying that a man should be conscious of his woman being healthy as well. Because right now, quote unquote, the way you men are speaking is all this, she's a size, this and this. That's all foolery. That's such foolishness. When I hear our men talk like that on social media now, oh, what size dress you wear? That's so stupid. I do honestly believe
all right.
it's a
So
stupid thing
so
to
so
ask.
so I see you. You don't really like who some people call the Godfather. You know, I say I don't, or be saying,
Hmm.
oh, he's my pops. What's your issue with him?
My issue is with him is that some he has one or two things that are true. The issue that I have with him is this: we already have a structure, we already have a system that helped to divide us more than ever, right? As a people, we already have that. I don't see him being a factor of inclusiveness when it comes to the black man and the black woman. I don't see him being helpful, a help. I see him being more of a, and some people may say, he always say something like CIA. I believe you're part of that. You play that role very well. You know, they were a part of the destruction of our black leaders, most of them. But that's either near here nor there. But I don't see him helping the people in our community. I see him bringing us more apart. I can't. Most of the stuff that he speak on, and I don't like to do this, but I have to say it. Some of the stuff that he speak on, it doesn't add up to today's society. It doesn't. When he speak on the dress size of women back then and the dress size now, he's not even looking at how disenfranchised us as a people have been, where the food, even in our community, has helped to destroy us. To now, to wonder why women eat the way they do, to come from a dysfunctional family where she probably only could afford certain cheap ass food that's going to have her all over the place, where she didn't have any education about her health, where we weren't. It's so many things that plays a factor in women and their health and their body and their different things that happen to them, from the perm that we use on our head that gave us fibroid to make us our hormones messed up. So many factors. To now hear this man come and compare black women and say, oh, to a actress from 1975, Josephine Baker, she was this size and she was that size. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Am I saying that we shouldn't be healthy? We should be healthy. But when I'm hearing somebody have a conversation by disrespecting our women, by speaking down, now I'm not saying that you don't have little ghetto rat or little ghetto girl. I'm not saying like that. Ghetto women that go up there and talk foolery. Yes, we have that. But the fact that he paint the picture that every black woman is Shaquana is a problem for me. That's the problem for me. He's very dismissive when he speaks to women. I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful. Now he might come back and say, "Oh, it's a snippet you see, da 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 da, whatever, whatever," and then he speak as if every single black man, or maybe he doesn't speak that way. Maybe it's who's um running with what he says. Like he's speaking for every man. Not every man is in the 1%, and not every woman is looking for the man in the 1%. This whole thing about those men that are what do you call them? What he call those men?
High value.
High
High value
value.
men. Show me what black man owns a foundation that's bringing generational wealth to our community 100%. Show me a Rothschild. Show me a Rockefeller, black man. What are we talking about? Most of us are freaking financially struggling as a people. Who are these people we talking about? So you get about 10 or 5 girls that go up there and say she wants a six-figure man. That doesn't mean every black woman talk like that. And because you have a couple men that make 6 figure, that don't mean every single black man is like that out here. So I just feel like it's an I speak to men that are in their finance, and some of them are like, he ain't speaking for us. We don't even know
But
what he talking about.
he be getting on the men too.
He I will say this. The man that he got on, if I could count within the year that I've seen, it's probably 3 or 4 compared to the amount of women I've seen him speak to. I hear him make fun of these big Shirley. I think that is so horrible to do. Again, when you start, and I'm not saying it because I'm a thick woman and I love my thickness. Love it, love it, love it. This is the thing. You have women that struggle with different things about them. What's the point of making fun of our women like that? How is that helpful? Can that teach a young black man that's the age of 20 years old? How is that helpful to him? For him to go around calling somebody that could be his mother Shirley, or make fun of a big plus size female that's in his classroom. How is that helpful? To me, that's not helpful. We already have so much things that we need to fix in our community. How is that helpful? So I just see disrespect. I see down talking, and I don't find anything good about it. So yes, I do look at him as a threat more than something that's helpful. And that's just my opinion. Now, does he
Um,
give certain points that make sense? One or two out of 12 or 20. That's just my opinion. But like I said, everyone has the opportunity to voice their voice. And I respect it. I respect the fact that our men are speaking out on how they feel. I respect it. But if it's something that's not helpful for us to build, what's the point of it? I say the same to women as well. If I hear a woman use their platform to disrespect black men, to say all this foolery, I'm against that as well. How does that help us to go around and push these narratives, this negative narrative? So I'm against any women that use their platform to disrespect black men just as well as men doing the same. And that's it. If it's not inclusive to us, it doesn't make sense.
no, I'm not. And like I said, I agree with that. You definitely made some valid points. I feel like and I apply this to a lot of things that when people speak, I feel like when people speak, sometimes they get caught up in the messenger. Like we can say a pastor going to speak his word to his congregation. Now this pastor could be giving you the exact words that you need to hear, but if the pastor not living right, they like, well, we can listen to him because he ain't living right. But it's not about the messenger. Sometimes it's about receiving the message and adding it to your everyday life. And I feel like that applies to everybody, even with him. I feel like he has his ways of or his approach about going about stuff, but it is sometimes that he opens up conversation. It is sometimes where he makes valid points to where he can say, "Okay, I can disregard that, but I can take this and add this to my everyday life." So I just feel like some people get more wrapped up in the personality of a person or the stature of a person than actually the information that the person is giving. I feel like what you say. Sometimes he take it over the line, and then sometimes he hit it right on the head. So it's just what you take from listening to people. That's just how I
Yeah, but
look
this
at
is
it.
the thing. Once disrespect come and play, nobody can hear you. You'll get
That's what
clickbait,
a lot of people say.
but one disrespect come
Yeah,
into play, can nobody hears you?
yeah,
I don't hear you if
They
you
ain't
out
gonna
here
hear you
calling
whether they
women,
want.
huh?
They ain't gonna hear you whether they want to hear it. If there's something that they don't want to hear,
No,
even
but
if you
this
ain't
is the
say
thing. This is the
disrespectful.
thing. How can you see this? This is what I always say. If you want someone to hear you, if you want to give a message that makes sense, if disrespect is attached to it, then no one can hear you. You get what I'm trying to say? If you're gonna be a leader in a community, right? And you out here calling women bitches and hoe and shut the fuck up and da 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 da, how can we hear you? How? How can I see you as a leader? How, if you out here calling women big this and calling this that and making jokes on that, how can we really hear you? You get clickbait, get a couple laughs, but can you really lead? You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying
I
to you?
mean, yeah, yeah, and that's what I've heard from a lot of women that speak about him. It's not. I mean, some of them have a problem with what he says, but a lot of them have a problem with his delivery and how he delivers it to the people. And I mean, I do agree with you that once somebody it wants to deliver in a way that people just it don't sit well with them or turns them the wrong way, they stop listening to what you're saying. So I do feel like delivery does play a part in when you trying to deliver something or trying to give out information. But then, like I said, I also feel like, even the people that say the delivery is wrong, it is some people that they could say, okay, I'm used to that type of delivery. That's the type of delivery that I'm used to anyways. So it just depends on the person and not really, like I said, taking everything to heart and just saying, okay, I can use this, I can't use this, and move forward.
I hear you, but like I said,
Mm,
it's a thing called being responsible.
it's true.
It's a thing called,
Mm,
we all adults and we all grown adults, and it's a thing called being responsible. And even with me, I try my best to be careful because I know younger people are listening to me. I don't never want to say something that leads somebody down the street of doing some terrible things. So you have to be responsible to things that come out of your mouth. You can give your message without degrading your women, making a mockery of your women. That's just my thing. How does that help you to put a woman on platform and make her look stupid in front of the whole nation of other people? How does that show anything? That what are you teaching from that? Our people are already damaged. How do you want to profit from hurting our own? This is why they're able to hurt us, shoot us in the street, because we don't respect our own. See, I look at it from a different scale. If we don't respect our own, how are we asking for equality and respect? You get what I'm saying to you? A white man that decided to be a cop and come in your neighborhood, he can't see you as nothing because our men don't see you as nothing. So how do you ask for respect when we don't respect our own? So we got to do better in our household first instead of asking outside to respect us. So I feel like as our men, as you men, I respect the three of you men standing in front of me. I respect our men. I respect our men enough to know that you guys need to be leaders. But if you are leading with disrespect and harming your women, it's not going to make sense. No one is going to hear you. Can't lead. That's why we have no black leaders right now. Tell me which one is. Show me a black leader. I think the one that's trying to look good lately, and he said something the other day, and I was impressed. Denzel. Now, yes, he's an actor, but they caught him off guard on the interview the other day, and he said, "Our men need to stand up. Stand up. You can't keep saying the woman, the woman, the woman. We got to stand up and do better and take care of our children." He was speaking on men just being fathered. That's your job. You have a child. You know it's yours. Do your part.
Yeah, I think our platform is basically, based around self awareness. Trying really get people to understand why certain things happen, and at the end of the day, the only way we can only control what we control. So, at the end of the day, that's the only thing we can control is ourselves. So we
You're
gotta just
absolutely
try to make
right.
ourselves the best version of ourselves that we can be, and just try and just keep elevating to the next level. Instead of if you try constantly putting blame on men or women, at the end of the day, you ain't getting nowhere. But we definitely appreciate you coming on. This has
I
been a good
appreciate you
show.
guys as well.
This was, definitely you've definitely been a good guest. It was a pleasure. Q, please, you know, let the audience know where they can find you. Let them know anything you got coming out
Sure.
and where they can see
Um,
you at.
you can find me on Teemara, Teemara on Instagram. On Mondays and Thursday, I have a show with Major Hype. On Thursday, 8 at the Table is also on live. We post something new on 8 at the Table every week. Every day. But on Mondays and Thursdays, Major Hype and I have a show called Playing. It's a dating show called Playing for Keeps. You could catch me on there. I have some future things coming up. Look forward to doing something on Fox Soul, God willing. That will be soon. So it's a couple things I'm working on, but you could definitely find me on Teemara on Instagram. That's where you
Okay,
can find. I
Nova Noah.
appreciate you gentlemen having me on, and I commend you guys to continue to do the work, continue to have the conversation, continue to do the work, because the problem is we don't have most of our men being able to voice their opinion, and sometimes when our men speak, it's like you getting this type of disrespect because of all the other men that are speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the foolery, and the bells are like shutting out the men that we need to hear. So continue to speak out. You get where I'm coming from? Without all the bells and whistles, we don't need it. We just need straight talk, straight, genuine discussion among each other. That's it. But I appreciate the work that you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely appreciate you. You've been wonderful. You know what I'm saying? You said some good stuff on here tonight.
Well,
You
yes,
know,
indeedy.
no,
Yes,
no,
indeedy.
no, Nova Noah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Give me
nah,
stuff.
nah, nah. She definitely drop some jewels tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you on our platform. You definitely, like I said, gave the audience to talk something to talk about. You open our minds to look at things different ways. So, like I said, you definitely been a pleasure having on this platform. And like I said, we definitely if we can continue working with you in the future,
Of
we like
course.
I said, the conversation can continue. Like I
For
said,
I'll be
sure.
as for
back
me,
on. I'll be back
like I
on,
said,
definitely. Definitely. Because
all
I'm
right.
always ruffling the feathers in discussion. I'm always, my job is to to bring reality to the conversation and not just talk clickbait stuff. So I'm open to it.
Mm.
But I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys.
definitely, what I'm saying, we be on Instagram building up on there too. So we
Oh
on
yeah?
there Instagram.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I'll be on
we'll definitely stay
Instagram
in touch.
top. But I look
But
forward to
Mm.
doing this again with you guys. I appreciate you both. Three of you
well,
guys. I appreciate.
Right. De-
appreciate you.
Definitely. I mean, like for yeah, for everybody in the comment section, like I said, y'all already know I'm Nova Noah. Follow me on IG, Nova underscore Noah. We're gonna keep the lit content coming for you. And like I said, we put the best Saturday night show on that we possibly can, and we're gonna keep it coming for y'all. Timo.
Yeah, y'all see me. Y'all follow me at off the top underscore media. The content's gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna keep pushing out stuff for y'all to think about. We're gonna keep pushing out these good shows. And if y'all haven't, got y'all tickets yet, please come out to the live show, y'all. At the end of the season, we having a live podcast at the Arlington Seminary and Draft House.
Where's
If
that
y'all
gonna
haven't
be
got,
at?
it's in Arlington, Virginia.
Oh,
No,
Virginia.
wait,
I'm not
yeah,
traveling all the way out here.
yeah, you're from New York,
New
right?
York. Hmm.
New York, yeah, we in yeah, me and Butter in the DMV area.
I'll make it out
Nova.
there. I'm always in Maryland, so I could drive up out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
If you come through, this right here is what you see. We having a live podcast, a live It's All Love podcast live.
Okay, no problem. I'll be
In
there.
Arlington, Virginia. If you want to get your tickets live, the link is in either one of our three bios. Just buy y'all tickets, and yeah, what you see is the preview. The show is definitely gonna be lit. But
Thank you
you
so
already
much.
know. But no, yeah, you already know how it is, Butter.
Well, y'all know where to follow me. I know you like what you see. Come follow Butter TV. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, we had a great guest, Miss T, tonight. Hey, she made me agree with Timo, y'all. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this for the rest of the week. I'm gonna have to talk to this man, you know what I'm saying, and tell him that I agree with him about something. So this is a real problem for me. But it's all good. It was a great show, and we definitely love your point of view. And that's what
Thank
we
you.
be trying to get, a woman's point of view, because all of us been. So the only thing we can think like is men. But having a woman perspective make it a whole lot easier for us to come together. It might don't bring us all the way together, but it can spark the conversation that could, start to get all of us walking the same way. But with that being said, we had a tough conversation that might need to end with a hug. I'm Butter, it's Noble Noah, and Timo. It's all love. Man, we appreciate y'all. And y'all hit that like button on y'all way out. Y'all hit that like button on y'all way out. We had a good show tonight,
like and
Thank you
subscribe, man.
guys.
man. Thank you, Miss T.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Have a good night, y'all.
Right.